In this video, I'm going to attempt to remove this orange Rit synthetic dye from this wig. This wig was originally blonde and I dyed it. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. So this video idea was inspired by someone's comment. They asked, can it be removed? And I was thinking, okay, well Rit has color remover, so let me try and put this to the test. If it works, I'm going to dye it again using the watercolor method. And then if it actually doesn't work, I'm going to do the same thing. So stick around to see what happens. So for the removal process, I'm starting out with 14 cups of water. On the instructions, it doesn't really say how much water to put. It just says put enough so that your fabric can move around freely. So to me, for some reason, that meant 14 cups of water. So yeah, I just put it to the boil, then poured my Rit removal powder into the water. Quick disclaimer. This Rit remover smells really bad. It's like a really strong chemical scent, and the whole time I was doing this, I was wearing a mask and I had my windows open. I didn't have my windows open, I tell a lie, I had my fan on and my AC, but just protect your face, your nose, your hands, because I don't know what chemical this is. So I was just mixing it as thorough as possible because it was kind of sinking to the bottom, and then I eventually got my wig and dumped it in. Initially, I got excited because once I put the wig in, the water turned orange and I was like, okay, this is gonna work. Then I was having a look at the wig and I'm like, the wig is still very orange. But then I was like, wait, you just put it in. Give it the time. So I think the recommended time is 30 minutes. So I just left it in for that long, occasionally stirring it because I didn't want it to stick to the bottom and burn. Also, really quickly, thank you guys for 10k on my last synthetic wig dyeing video. I just never expected it, man.
I'm happy because I never expected it, but God gave it to me.
So this is what it looked like after 5 minutes. Still very orange. Like, why is the water even a hint of orange? Like, what did it actually get rid of? But thinking about it, I think it got rid of the orange that stained the lace. So this is it after 35 minutes, in fact. The water is like a more concentrated orange, yet the wig is still super orange. So I said, okay, cool. Let me use my laundry detergent to wash it out and see if any comes off of it. When I dumped the wig out into the sink, it seemed like a little bit lighter to me. But I don't know, it could just be my eyes. Let me know what you think. But I think it did something, just not enough. So I rinsed it out with the soap and nothing was coming out. I thought the laundry detergent would kind of loosen up the colour, but no, it didn't do that. So I said, here, clearly I'm going to have to do another round. I'm glad I bought 3 boxes of this. So this is the colour once the soap has been washed out. I don't know, it's just very much orange. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this again. So I repeated the same steps as before, 14 cups of water and 1 packet of the Rit dye remover. Boiled the water and dumped the wig in. So after a few seconds of stirring it around, I noticed in this batch, the water wasn't turning orange. So I was like, cool, this does not work. But again, I let it sit for the full 30 minutes, then made my judgment after that. So 40 minutes later, we have the tiniest hint of orange in the water. And it does look a little bit light towards the top. I will say there was a difference. Like, I took it outside and I took it to different rooms in my house because I have like literally different lights in every single room. Like this room, for example, and I noticed that, oh, it is lighter. So in conclusion, this method does work. I think what the issue is when I was dyeing this hair, I dyed it twice. So I did the watercolor method twice. So that could be why it didn't take out more color. But if you were starting with a light pink or something, I'm sure you'd have a much better result. So onto the dyeing part. So I have 12 cups of water boiling in the background. And the 2 colors I'm going to use are Super Pink and Royal Purple. I was going for like a dark purple, but a purple you can see in the sun, and these are what these colours look like swatched on a paper towel. The top portion is just straight colour, and the blobs at the bottom are mixed with like a tiny bit of water. So I poured all of my purple in there and then mixed it around really good. In the next few seconds or so, I'm going to show you swatches of what it looks like with just purple, or with a little bit of pink, or with a lot of pink, just so you have an idea of how everything looks, because in the pot it's just dark, you can't really tell what's going on. But that was a swatch of just purple. Now I'm adding the pink. So this first pour right here was about a quarter of the bottle. And this is what it looks like swatched. It looks similar to the other one, but I'm going to put them all side by side and you'll see that it's not the same. So I lost my footage of me pouring before this pour, but this pour was 3/4 of the bottle, and that's how this one looks swatched. So these are the swatches side by side. So the very left is what I went for, and that is 3/4 of the super pink mixed with 1 full bottle of the royal violet. And this wouldn't be this video if I wasn't doing capfuls. I don't know why I couldn't just grab a nice measuring cup and make this so simple, but in my last video I measured things by capfuls and I think it was a little bit confusing, but here I am doing it again. But I used 2 capfuls of the black because I didn't want something bright, and this is the swatch for that. So I grabbed my very orange wig and dumped it in there. For some reason I was thinking this isn't going to work. Like, obviously if you have human hair and you dye it a darker colour, it works, but I don't know, for some reason I was like, okay, the Rit dye didn't work, this is about to like not work. I was seeing the wig poking out of the water and I was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing orange. I even took it out, I said, yeah, I'm seeing orange, this is not going to work. But as you can tell by the thumbnail, it did work. Unless you're not here from the thumbnail, you're here from something else and you for some reason didn't see the thumbnail, it worked. And it worked a little bit too good. When I was doing this initially to make it orange, it took quite some time. It actually took 2 attempts to get it that colour. But once I dumped it in here, it dyed within like 5 minutes. But I let it go for the recommended 30, I believe, and it was hassle free and did what it was supposed to do. Also, if you want like an in-depth on how to do this, I do recommend to watch my other video because I was so detailed in it. This one I don't really feel like explaining. My TikTok blew and 14-year-olds are getting onto me and I don't feel like talking anymore. But I am joking. I'm just gonna cuss them back. I'm also joking about that. Like, literally, when I see the comments and then I go on whose profile is doing all that talking and I see 14 in the bio, I'm just like, cool, let me leave this alone. I'm not about to be warring somebody's kid on the internet. But anyways, I will explain this video, just not in depth. And there's only like a few minutes to go anyway. But let me give you some quick tips. If you get any of this Rit dye anywhere, attack it with some alcohol and do it as fast as possible. If you let it sit for even 5 seconds, it's stuck there. Literally, when I would drop some on the ground or like on my sink, I just pour some 90% alcohol, let it sit, wipe it, and it'd come right off. So what I did just there was poured some fabric softener onto the wig and just kind of worked it into the wig. I let it sit for like 5 minutes, but I think it's actually unnecessary because it's a synthetic wig, but hey, I don't know. Also, if you have some tangles, this will help you detangle it. So just let that sit, and this is it. So this is the color of it when it's outside. Unfortunately, there's wildfires here, so it's cast over, and this is like not the true depiction of it in sunlight. Like, it is still sunny, but it's really foggy. So I don't think this is like what it really looks like if the sun was beaming, but it's like a wine burgundy type of color. And this is a close-up of the closure. Obviously it's purple, but later on I did apply some pressed powder and it looked a lot better. But anyways, if you're here till the end, you are a real one. Thank you for 10k on my last synthetic wig dyeing video, and if you like this one, like, comment and subscribe, and thanks for watching.